Hey everybody, Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country right here on Fish Creek Radio. It's always a pleasure to welcome a return guest to the show, especially this one. If someone asks me to describe exactly what I call my kind of country, I can simply hand them one of his albums. And with his new CD being released this week, the title speaks for itself, Real Country Music. He's without a doubt one of the greatest all-time vocalists in country music, and I think the world of him. Please welcome Gene Watson to My Kind of Country. Gene, how you doing?
Oh, thank you, Scott. I don't know if I can follow up that introduction right there.
I think a lot of people say that about having to follow you, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, I really appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
It's good to have you back on again. Hey, how did the cruise go?
Went good. It went good. Thank goodness we wasn't on the anthem.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it didn't go so good. I'm glad we were on the one we were on, but it went good. Lots of fans, sellout, turnout. You know, we had some great shows on the cruise, and of course up to CRS in Nashville, and trying to take care of some music business up there, trying to talk to some folks and get our new CD, Real Country Music, out there, and we're just on the road and trying to make some music and make a new CD, a gospel CD. We're in the process of putting together a new TV show, the Gene and Mo Show, with my buddy Mo Bandy and myself. So we got a lot of irons in the fire, and I'll have to say that it's good to be busy.
Boy, I guess so. That's fantastic. I love the first Gene and Mo show that you guys did. You guys had such a cool chemistry together.
Well, thank you. You know, as you can tell, Mo's kind of absent-minded up top, but he's, you know, I try my best to find a way to work with him, and you folks just pray for me, okay?
I'm going to send him a copy. Today's his birthday, too, so he'll get a kick out of that.
It is.
That's great. Well, this brand new CD is released on your own label, 14 Karat Music, and this has got to be pretty close to, I think, about your 40th album, isn't it? If you don't include the greatest hits packages.
Boy, I don't know. You would know more about that than I would. This is about I think it's our fourth release on 14 Karat Music, and we're thankful. I mean, we're making a lot of headway. We're having a lot of response, and good response, I might add. So we just appreciate you guys that play the music and help us out on the road, and thank all the fans that come out to the shows and everything.
Well, there's only a handful of artists that I can say that every show that I do, they're included, and you're definitely one of them. I've been a fan for so many years, and real quick, I'll tell you this. I don't think I told you this last time. The first time I got to see you in concert was back in 1987, and you were working with Randy Travis. In fact, you opened the show for him. Randy was just an up-and-comer at that time. And I went to see you. I did, you know, no offense to Randy, but I didn't know who he was at the time, you know. And it was an outdoor venue, and it poured down rain. And you came right out there and stood in the rain, and you sang "Farewell Party." Man, I got up on the seat and just cheered.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll never forget that. That was a great day. That started my lifelong admiration of you and your music. I'll tell you what.
Well, I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, there's some songs on this new album that are familiar to me, and I know a lot of other people. And these are some of these songs you've recorded on previous albums. And
right.
Tell me a little bit about how you came up with the song selection.
Well, you know, we try our best in our day-by-day lives. You know, we stay on the road, and I'm one of the very few artists left that after each show I still sign autographs, shake hands, take pictures, and actually, you know, communicate with my audience, and they keep wanting to buy, you know, certain songs, and like Bitter They Are, the Larry Gatlin thing, you know, after seeing it on TV and everything, they kept wanting to buy it, wanting to know where they could get it. First one thing, well, you know, it's out of print, it's out of catalog, you can't get it anymore, and so we just went back in and re-recorded it, and there's a couple more in there that the same thing happened, and this is all due to people asking, inquiring, and wanting to buy this merchandise. And that's how in tune we are to our public. I mean, if we can do something in the studio that'll make our fans happy, that's what we try to do, because what we do is for them. They support us, and so there's about 3 on there that we've had so many requests. When a man can't get a woman off his mind, the Bill Anderson song, after seeing it on TV and a tribute to Bill Anderson, well, everybody wanted to buy it. Well, you couldn't buy it. The company closed down when I originally recorded it. The company closed down their country division. So we went back in and re-recorded it, and I'm happy to say that we've had a lot of people that agreed with us, that now they've got these songs that they couldn't get before, and so that's the reason for that.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, and I'll tell you, your voice is better than ever, and these new recordings, it's hard sometimes to remake a song and make it better than the original, but you've knocked it out of the park on this one, without a doubt.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a compliment coming from you.
Well, bigger they are, harder they fall. I love that song. I have an album. The album that you did that on originally, it was called Because You Believed in Me. Came out in 1976 on Capitol. And, man, I'll tell you what. And I heard you do that song with Larry on the Grand Ole Opry. And I thought, man, that is one of the greatest country songs. And I think it's sometimes overlooked, but it's one of the classics. It's right up there with all the big ones,
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I thought we had a good cut on it, the original cut back in the 70s. But, after doing the TV show and Larry and I doing it together, there again, we were covered up with people wanting to buy it. Why didn't we record it? And, of course, you can't get the old version of it. It's been taken out of print for a long time. So now we've got a brand new, updated version of it that, in my opinion, is still, as much quality and as much Gene Watson as the original was.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. And I hope folks that are new artists out there that are listening to that show listen real closely to what you just said about meeting and greeting your fans and staying in tune with your fans. That's something to me that sets apart people that are going to have staying power and stay in the business when they don't forget their fans. And I congratulate you for that.
Well, thank you, and I absolutely agree with you. I mean, a lot of people, and especially the new generation, undoubtedly, didn't get the notation that, if you don't treat these fans right, you're not going to be around too awful long for them to enjoy you, because they're the ones that put you up there. They can take you right back down.
Amen.
And I've never forgotten that. And to me, the audiences, the fans, don't get enough thanks. They don't get enough appreciation for how valuable they are. And
right.
Each and every show we do, like I say, we try to sign autographs, shake hands, take pictures, and communicate with our fans. That's what keeps us going, and that's what keeps them satisfied.
Well, I think your fans are happy because you have actually two websites. You have one in Ireland, and then you have your own website here in the States. And you've got, Facebook and Twitter. I think there's 3 or 4 different groups on Facebook that are dedicated to Gene Watson. So you got a real strong fan base out there.
Yeah, it keeps us on our toes. I mean, and that's good. We like I say, we stay in touch with the fans. We know how they feel. We know what they want. We never plan a show. We try our best to custom fit each and every show to the audience we're working to. And I mean, you've seen us work. I mean, when we leave that stage, we don't take nothing with us. We leave it all on the stage and try our best to satisfy everybody that's keeping those seats warm out there, because without them, we wouldn't be out there.
Amen. Well, you had me standing up on a bench in the pouring down rain cheering, so you're right there, man. I'll tell you what. Well, folks, this album is available at GeneWatsonMusic.com, and, of course, all over the world. You're going to be able to find this in the music stores and the Internet, and it's called Real Country Music, and the title says it all. There is some fantastic stuff on here. Tell me a little bit, Gene, about Couldn't Love Have Picked a Better Place to Die. I know you recorded this song before, too, and I'd heard George Jones do a cut of it back in the early 80s, too. Beautiful song.
Well, that's a song that I've always loved ever since the first time I heard it. It's a song that Miss Billie Joe Spears recorded over in England.
Is that right?
And I heard the primary copy before it was ever released. And really, I'm not really sure what label she released it on or when it was released. But we were good friends, and I got a copy of it, and this song just knocked me out. And I recorded it, like I say, on an earlier recording, which you can't get anymore and everything. And I thought, a good song's a good song's a good song. So I went back in there and re-recorded it, and I just know there's a lot of people out there that love this song.
Oh, it's a gorgeous song. And, of course, Curly Putman is one of the co-writers on that, and there's just a whole list of hit songs he's written over the years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great writer.
And another one that Larry Gatlin wrote, Help Me. That's beautiful.
Well, Larry wrote the song, and I had heard Larry do it on occasion. Of course, the big hit was by Elvis, and mine is different from Elvis's. He had more tempo in the song and everything. And I I really love this song so much. I just wanted to back up, take a look and listen at it and record it from the heart, and which is what I did. That's the tempo I felt good about, and I tried my best to do the song justice. And undoubtedly, I did good as far as Larry's concerned. He came to the studio and when I was recording it, and boy, just had big old tears rolling out of his eyes, and that right there says it all. When you can record a writer's song, and you know, with that much emotion that it touches him like that, well, that you're doing a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Well, another song on here, I'd heard Conway Twitty. I think he had a top 10, or maybe I think it was about number 3 on this song, "A Bridge That Just Won't Burn." And it's tough to do a Conway Twitty song and do it justice, but you got the pipes to do that, and you certainly did.
Well, you know, Conway was a personal friend of mine, and we spent a lot of time together, played a lot of shows together, we toured together. He was such a huge instrument in my career, and if you'll look back through my career, there never was any Conway Twitty songs that I covered. But we got to this one, and I thought, you know, it's been a long time ago. It's such a great song, you know, and I said, I'm going to run at it, and it really makes me feel good for you to say what you just did.
Oh, it's a great, and you know, we've talked before about this, but you know, when we talk about the songs and the songwriters, that's the most important. That's the bones of the album there. You know, it's those songs, and you know, you have such a great delivery with them, but you know, the music there, you pick some of the best songs, and that really sets it apart from so much of the other stuff you hear.
Well, I try. You know, I really try to pick the best material I can, and of course the single that is being shipped right now, I don't know whether you have your copy or not, but the single that's being shipped, of course, is "Enough for You." Chris Christopherson written the song. I've loved the song since 1980 when was the first time I heard it, and I've been carrying it all these years, waiting on the right time to record it, and I broke it out on this one here, and I hope the people like this song as much as I do.
Oh, absolutely. And we have played it on the show. Webster was nice enough to send me an advance. They sent me the files on the computer, and I've already played some of the songs on the air, and everybody's going, when can we get this album?
Well, that's good. That's good feedback. I really appreciate hearing that.
Oh, man. And another one that I was kind of intrigued when I first read the title, and then when I heard it, I thought, yeah, this really fits. Ramblin' Rose, the old Nat King Cole hit.
Yeah, you know, I've always loved that song, and it's funny you say that. Nat is the version that I always loved so much, you know. And I thought, well, you know, it's maybe it might show a little versatility, you know, but of course we've got the Gene Watson touch on it, I think, and I thought it came off all right. I hope that people appreciate it.
You countryfied it. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Hank Snow did a version of that back in the 70s too. So I guess if Hank Snow could do it, we're covered.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cuts on that song. I was happy to get in there, and I thought it came off good.
And of course, Old Loves Never Die. This was co-written by Dave Kirby. You had an album title, I believe 1981 too, with this one.
Yeah. Such a great song, you know, and Dave was such a fantastic writer, and boy, we hooked up on so many songs in the past, and this is one, like you say, that was out some while back, and you know, it just, I thought that the song needed another shot, so we slid it in there, and I hope the people enjoy it.
Absolutely. And Ashes, Ashes to Ashes, that was on your Honky Tonk Crazy album in '87. You did a fantastic new version of that. I really liked the changes you made on that one.
Yeah, that song was, I really found that song, and believe it or not, it was originally picked by me to put in an album that was supposed to be recorded by me and George Jones.
Oh, man.
And something happened there that fell through, and we never did get to do the project, but I held on to the song, and I went ahead and recorded it for Warner Brothers on my first album for them. And of course, you know, all of that Warner Brothers stuff, you know, kind of went downhill, and if you haven't got it now, well, chances are you'll never get it. And we just decided to pull that one out and give it another shot.
Oh, I wish you guys could have done that album together. That would have been two of the greatest voices, man. You and George did record a Christmas song together, though.
Yeah.
Silver Bells, and you had Billy Sherrill was playing piano on that.
Yeah, Cheryl produced my last album too for Epic Records too. Billy was a good piano player, a great producer, and it's always fun to work with him.
Absolutely, he is a legend, and he's missed. I'll tell you what, he had produced some of the best albums out there for sure. And tell me about "She Never Got Me Over You." This has got some really powerful songwriters on it too.
Yeah, we've already had a lot of response on that song out there, written by Keith Whitley and Dean Dillon and Hank Cochran. It don't get much better than that. And I didn't know whether that song was mine or not, but I liked the song, and really and truly I had to work on it a little bit to bring it off. But I just hope the people are satisfied with it. It's a great song.
Oh, it sure is. It's a beautiful one, and I'll find it where I can. That was I know Jerry Lee Lewis recorded that, and I think maybe Waylon did too.
Well, Jerry Lee's the reason I recorded it. I thought Jerry Lee had a great version on it on the original recording, and Lord, he recorded it several times after that on live versions and all that. But I thought the original studio recording was great, and not to sound like him or anything like that. But I wanted to get something up tempo to shut it down with, and I just decided to put that song in there. I really like it.
Oh, I do too. I've been, it's kind of interesting that this song popped up on the album. I've been listening to a lot of Nat Stuckey lately, and one of his songs popped up on your album, All My Tomorrows.
That's a song that I recorded for Step One Records, and it never was released.
Really?
They canned it. In fact, I never did finish the song, and so we decided to go ahead and re-record it. Nat was such a friend of mine and such a great writer. I thought this would be a perfect place for it.
Oh, wow, yeah. I've really been listening to a lot of his music lately. I dug out some of his albums, and it was, like I said, it was kind of interesting that song popped up, and I thought, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a great writer, and like I say, he was a great friend of mine.
Well, my buddy David Ball wrote "A Girl I Used to Know." When I first read the title, I thought it was going to be the old George Jones song, but it was not.
Yeah, and we thought about that when we recorded it, but boy, it's as different as daylight and dark. And
yeah. I
thought it was a good song. Of course, David's got such a style, when he sings a song, and that's all I had was his copy of it, and boy, let me tell you, it took some altering for me to put that one together, but I really, really appreciate the way it turned out. I thought we got a good cut on that song.
You sure did. Gene, when you record, do you go in the studio with all the musicians, or do you do the vocals separately?
Oh no, I don't do it around the block. I go in there at the same time with all the musicians, and we try our best to get. In fact, I'd say as much as 90% of what you hear on this CD is scratch tracks. I mean, I went in there and recorded it live with the band, and some of it, we might have overdubbed a line that I dropped or something like that, but I'd say pretty close to 90% of that whole CD was done at the same time the band were in the studio.
Nice. Well, it gives it that spontaneity, and it gives it so much more feel, in my opinion. And I know you're famous for doing stuff on one take. I think you got Farewell Party in one take, didn't you?
Yeah, I tried to. If you sing it too much, it should give you the idea it's not your song. But anyway, I was lucky on it, and I really appreciate you dissecting this thing and taking it apart and giving me your opinion and talking to me on it.
Well, it's an album that's going to be on my show for years to come, and of course all your other music, and it's a great companion to My Heroes Have Always Been Country, folks. That album's got so many of the great cover songs that you did, and then you've got this album, and it's, to me, they're kind of just a nice little set put together. So make sure and go get them at GeneWatsonMusic.com. And gene-watson.com is your fan site in Ireland. And, of course, Facebook and Twitter and all the usual suspects. So you're going to want this one, folks. We're going to play a bunch more songs. We've already played some. We're going to play some more. And, Gene, I'm going to let you play DJ and pick the next one we're going to play. How's that?
Well, of course, I like the David Ball song. You can play that one if you want to.
All right.
Girl I Used to Know.
All right, well, we're going to play it. Gene, again, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, and I make no bones about it. You're one of my all-time favorites, and it's just a thrill to talk to you, and I appreciate you taking the time, and thanks so much for the wonderful music.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you later.
All right, that is Gene Watson, My Kind of Country. Here's A Girl I Used to Know from the album Real Country Music as we continue right here on Fish Creek Radio.
I don't much like summer nights, palm trees blowing in the breeze. and I've got no use for a full moon shining down on the sea, 'cause they bring to mind another time and a girl I used to know who loved me and held me, then let me go. I don't go near the water now, 'cause I'm afraid I'll surely drown in a heavy sea of heartache that take a hold and pull me down. 'Cause ocean waves bring back yesterdays and the girl I used to know who loved me and held me, then let me go. I'm afraid I'll surely drown in a heavy sea of heartache that take a hold and pull me down. 'Cause ocean waves bring back yesterdays and the girl I used to know who loved me and held me,